Okay, so what I thought I'd do is just start right from start to finish, how you log in. And I'm using my website, a copy of my website for this purpose so that, and I use a copy, so whatever I do, I can just delete it at the end and it doesn't really matter. So we'll just go right through from start to finish and I'll try to cover everything. Hopefully we can do it in under an hour. And if you have questions, great too. So there you go. So the first thing, of course, is how to log into your WordPress dashboard if you want to do your own updates. So if you look at the top URL here, it's going to be your domain right here. This is your domain. Don't look at my domain. So let's see, it would be, CNN.com, for instance, /WP-admin. That gets you to this screen that you're looking at right now, the login screen. Okay, so your domain /WP-admin, that will always get you in. With some exceptions, I've set up some clients who asked for it with a different URL because hackers will go to WP-admin and try to break into your site. So you can set up an alternate name for that so that hackers can't get in as easily. I'm not going to cover that today, but I'm happy to tell you how to do it if you want to know. So you put in your username or email address and your password right here, and you log in. And hopefully that brings you to the dashboard for your site. And there we are. There's my dashboard. So this is all well and good. You should all somewhat be familiar with that, I would think. So the dashboard tells you a couple things. We're running WordPress version 6.4.2. That's the latest version. I happen to know that. And it's got other stuff here telling you that, I'm not very concerned with. I don't really care very much about that. But what I do care about is clicking on the updates under home, and that'll tell you pretty exactly what needs to be updated. Current version 6.4.2 for WordPress. That's great. And it says you have the latest version of WordPress. Terrific. If you didn't, you would press this button, which says update, which would then say update to 6.42. Right now it's saying reinstall it. I'm not going to bother, but that's how you would update your version of WordPress. Sometimes we have it automatically that if you're on my server, I think the server after X number of days of a new WordPress version will automatically update you. So not to worry. Then these are plugins that are not up to date. And we'll get to the plugin screen in a minute, but the update right here gives you everything in a nutshell. Okay. Let's go to the media library. The media library is where you keep all of your stuff, pictures, documents, audio files, video files, if you have them. Usually for videos, I embed it from YouTube rather than keep the video on my own server. It takes up a lot of space. So this is all the media items here. And you can scroll down, you can see all the pictures I've got here. And it loads like 80, and then you could click this to load the rest of them if you want to see all your pictures. Now, if you want to find a certain picture, you can put in the name like Roger here, click enter, and there. I've got these labeled. So if you look at a picture of me, if you click on it, alternate text is Roger Weiss. Now, alternative text is really important for search engine optimization, and I'll say SEO in the future for Google SEO. Because Google cannot read this picture, know it's me. But if you put in the alternative text right here, that will tell Google what that is a picture of. If you can't think of anything to put there, put your site name. Put something that will help drive people to your site if they use Google. Okay? So don't have like, my backyard. That's a waste. Have, your Roger Weiss's backyard. And or you have, veterinary practices. Just get something that has keywords relevant to your site. And speaking of keywords, good idea to have a list of about a dozen keywords that you think people will use to find your site. So that's a good thing to keep handy. If you want to, in my case, I wanted to show this picture and I want to put my name under it. I put a caption. And if you put a caption, that'll put your name under the image. If you do it a certain way, and I'll show you that in a minute, it's really weird how if you add an image, it doesn't put the caption. But I'll show you and don't let me forget how to do that we want to do that. So let's get rid of, so if you put the picture by name, this shows all media items. Let's say you just want to see your audio files. Here's the drop down, audio files. I've got 2 audio files. You want to see documents? I've got several PDFs. There's my PDFs. So it's a way to filter down. And there are better filter plugins that will do even more than this, but for my purposes, this works fine. I don't have any spreadsheets. These are just my images without the everything else, PDFs and whatever. So all media items. So that's that. If you want to update something, let's say I want to take this picture here. A lot of you, I have the a plugin that Enable Media Replace, it's called, and that allows you to upload a new file. So if, let's say, you've got an updated version of your picture, you click upload a new file rather than upload a new picture. You copy the picture to here, drag and drop it to here, hit upload, and then follow the directions from there. So rather than upload a new picture and have to do a new link and everything, you can just replace the picture you've got. And the plugin for that, if you don't have the plugin, it's called Enable Media Replace. And I'll show you that when we get to plugins. So any questions on the media library? Adding to it. If you wanted to delete something, you click on it and delete permanently right there. Okay. If you want to include it in your, like, let's say if you have a PDF, for instance, because you can't just add them, you can just copy the URL to the clipboard by clicking this button here, and you've got the URL. So if you then go to your data, to your content, and want to put the URL of the PDF in, this is an easy way to do it.
So I have a question.
Shoot.
This is Thomas Rebick. On the alternative text, as you put in something that's keywords to our finding our site, can you put more than one thing in? Can you put like 10 things, 12 things in that?
Alternative text can be any length. Yeah.
Oh, any length, as many things as you can to bring people into your site.
Right. But usually a picture doesn't have a whole bunch of keywords, but you could do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So anything else for the library, media library? All righty. Let's go to, I'm going to do pages last. Let's go to plugins while I mention that. Enable Media Replace, there it is. And that's the one that I just told you about that lets you put things in. If you wanted to, let's say we didn't have it. If you wanted to add a new plugin, you see the button up here, add a new plugin?
Oh, yeah.
This search thing searches your installed plugins. We don't want that. We want to add a new plugin. Brings you to this screen. It gives you some, some ones that it suggests. But if you type in enable media, and you have to type in the last word, and bing, it pops up right away, first thing. Okay? And right now it's active, of course, because I have it. But if it's not, you click the install now button. Okay? And then after it's installed, let's say I'm installing it. After you install it, then you have to activate it. So click to activate, and now that's in there. Again, I'll be deleting this staging site at the end so I can do whatever I want to it.
Yeah.
So that's so this is plugins. If you have plugins that are inactive, like let's say this one here, if it says activate, that means it's inactive. You want to activate it. If you have plugins like this that are deactivated and you don't need them, delete them. It's just a good idea security-wise. Get rid of stuff you don't need. This is, see, and you see how the activated ones that have this other blue background and the deactivated ones have a white background? You can spot them pretty quickly. Just delete the deactivated plugins. They just take up space. They're paths for hackers to get in. You don't need the aggravation. Okay? These guys here need to be updated. Okay? Now, a lot of times I have auto updates enabled on your site, so it does it automatically, but sometimes it doesn't. So if it doesn't, you can just click Update Now, and it updates it. Bing, you're done. Or you can do them both at once. Click and click, scroll to the bottom or the top to bulk actions, and hit Update, and then apply. Does it all at once. And that's done. So that's how you update plugins. And I showed you how to delete plugins. I will activate this because I want to show you that. Most of us are using Yoast SEO for search engine optimization. I have it off because I don't really want this site to be spidered. So if you're in Yoast SEO, let's just go into this a little bit. You see, I'm blocking access to robots. I know that. I'm doing it on purpose. But there's some neat things here. Where is it? Content. So let's say you go your Yoast SEO. I'm going in settings and pages, for instance. So it would be a good idea to add, a title to your page here. Right now, it puts in Web Design Boston, the title of my site, the page name, and the site title. I can't remember what all those are, but that goes on the top of every page. And then the meta description, that's a description of your site. A good idea to add that with keywords in it. Maybe 2 sentences worth. Okay, so this is a good place to put that. Posts are like articles. I'll show you what that is. Same thing. It posts like pages. You'd add the same thing here, and that helps your search engine optimization. Yep. So that's that. And what else is in here? Nothing much you have to be concerned with. Nope. Okay. So
by the way, it looks like Yoast SEO gets its own tab in the left column. It's such a major thing.
Yeah, it's a plugin that we put in, and it's one of the higher rated ones. So I just usually default to that. And there's a first time configuration under general, and that guides you through a couple of things that you can do. Start the optimization. But this is not a production environment, so it's disabled. So, but you should hit continue, go through.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Paige, any questions on anything so far?
Yeah, by choosing these, by choosing Yoast SEO and site presentation, and all these features, and also those plugins, are you gonna hurt anything that you've already done?
Am I or are you?
No, am I? So
Um,
if I screw around trying to be a wise guy and put in new plugins and try to improve the SEO, will I barbecue my site?
okay. Hopefully not. If you your sites, if you host it on my server, your sites are backed up every night. And so we can go back up to 2 weeks. So if you do something, you screw something up, you send me an email and we'll restore it from the night before. So you don't have to worry too much. Alternatively, if you're also on my site, we could set up a staging site, which is a copy of your live site, and which is what I'm doing. This is a staging site, and you could play around on that site and try some stuff. And the nice thing about a staging site is that it's automated, so that let's say you get the staging site with some updates and you really love it. All I have to do is flip a switch and the staging site gets copied over to your live site and you're done. So it's a nice place to play around. And I can, I think if I make you a collaborator, which I've done, you might have access to the tools and you might be able to make your own staging site. I'm not sure what powers you have that they give you, but setting up a staging site takes all of like 2 or 3 minutes. Super easy. So if there's extensive stuff you want to do, I'd set up a staging site. If it's just adding a plugin or two or playing around with SEO, you can do that on your live site. SEO, you really can't screw up a whole lot. And usually I'll add SEO to each page. That what I was showing you was a global. If a page does not have SEO, it defaults to that. But I'll show you it on each page as well.
Another question. are all these plugins and upgrades, are they free?
A lot of the plugins are free. If they're not, they'll let you know. The ones that come up when you search for plugins are free ones. I don't think anyone's ever come up that they have to pay for. But usually when you get a free one, it'll say, well, if you want these extra features, like for instance, there's a slider that I use. Is it on here? I'm not sure. No, I don't have it. But there's a slider that it's called Smart Slider, which is a great slider. And you download the free one, and it works great. But if you want to randomize the order of your slides or set up some customization, they say, well, you need to upgrade to our pro version. And they give you a link to do that. But most, if not all, the ones you download from this page, the plugins page, will be free. But the free ones just have limited features usually. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to pages. So here's all my pages. Now, pages. I've been using the Divi theme. Oh, let me show you where the themes are. So under appearance, you have themes, and here's the Divi theme that we've been using. Okay. If you don't use the Divi theme, I'll discuss that also. And then widgets are the things that go on the right-hand side and the footer, and you can update them here. I don't have a heck of a lot happening here. Oh yeah, I've got in my footer, I've got a couple of widgets, a couple of so contact, like here's my address. Oh, actually, I got to change that. I'm no longer there. Anyway, so let's say you want to change it. My new address, 10 Newton Street. Okay, and then you hit save. You've now updated a widget. Okay, and I'll show you that in a second. So, and then menus, this is where you set up your menus. So right now, I've got one menu. It's my main menu, and it's got all my links. And to add a link, you look at your pages here. Let's say view all. Here are all your pages. If there's a page you want to add, you click it, click add to menu, and there it shows up right there, which I've got it already. So
let's see, I'm trying to be sure I understand what you just did. You're doing something to pages.
No, I'm in my menu now.
You're in your menu. Okay.
The top menu, usually the top menu on your screen.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. Okay. Within appearance. Okay.
Right. Now, if you wanted to set up a new menu, you could click this, create a new menu.
What?
Okay, and we want to do a menu name. Let's say a test menu. Okay, and if I want to add some pages to it, let's say I'll add about us and contact. I check those, click add to menu. The test menu now has those too. Let's say you want to go outside your site and link to a PDF, for instance, okay? You would click custom links right here, and you'd set up a URL.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Okay, you do that, and the link text would be, let's say, this is a test PDF, okay? And that would link to someplace, and I'm going to add that to the menu. Now, an important thing to note, when you link outside of your own website, it's good to pop up a new tab, okay? Now you see, I have this test PDF with a link outside my site, and what you need to do, you see at the top where it says screen options right here?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, you want to click link target. Okay, then you can close that window. You all follow me?
Yeah.
And you see right here, it says open link in new tab. Click. So now when you click that link or any external link you set up like this, it will set up a new tab and go to that link. And I would suggest strongly you do that if you're going outside your own site. On your own site, you can make them all open up the same tab. But if you're going someplace else, you don't want to use it to lose positioning at your site. This will pop up a new one. And then when you're done, you click Save Menu.
Roger, I got a really basic question. I'm not sure I really understand what a menu is, or what is that? What does that correspond to if I looking at a site?
Okay, here's my site. Here's my menu right here.
It's the what are you pointing to? Those okay, those header. Yeah, okay.
Your pages.
Ah, so that's a menu. Okay.
This is what I call main menu.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we're back here on the menu page, if I now have two menus, main primary menu, select. Those are the links you just saw.
Yeah.
And if you go to manage locations, when you first set it up,
kind of important. It's to edit your website.
what's that, Marilyn?
Sorry.
Oh, did you have a question?
No, thank you. I'm going to mute myself. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So what you've done here, the primary menu is my main menu. If I wanted and the footer menu, I have the main menu. If I wanted a secondary menu somewhere, I could have picked the test menu, and that would open up other options that you probably don't even want to get into. But see, there's a secondary menu here you can display. I don't know where it goes. That's really based on the theme you're using. So don't confuse yourself with that. So there's the menu. So we've gone through, and then customize you probably won't need. I don't think. General settings, mainly the name of your site, Boston Web Company. I do web design. And this is a site icon. The site icon is called a favicon. And it's up. See the B up here next to customize website design? See that B? Way upper left.
Oh yeah. So like in the tab at the very top of the browser.
So if you want to have a favicon or or whatever it is,
yeah.
this is where it's a site icon. You would upload it here. Nice to have. Layout settings, not much happening there. Typography, this is where you pick the fonts you want to use and the global body text. Okay. So I'm using Open Sans for my header font and Lato or Lato for my body font. And the body text color, I have a dark gray. And the header text color, same dark gray. I don't know why I like black, but I have it as dark gray. And let's see, footer. Footer, am I using this? I'm not sure, because if I'm using DIVI, I'm usually using the DIVI, setting up the footer in the DIVI thing. So I think I'm probably doing that. Bottom bar is where you put your credits, website bought by Boston Web Company, copyright, whatever you want to do. Not too important.
Now, Roger, which part of the dashboard are you in here, or which?
I'm in appearance, customization.
You're still in appearance. Okay.
Yep, customizations, and okay. So nothing really. Additional CSS. Don't do this. I do this. This is kind of code that determines the look and feel of a site. If I want a certain thing to look like, if I want a button to look like this, I put in the CSS code. You will probably not have any need for that because I would have done already.
Okay.
So that's under appearance and customize. So let's go to pages and go to edit. Now, like I said, let me go down to if you have a Divi theme installed, which is what I use all the time, then I clicked on the Divi and it opens up theme options, and I've got my logo here. If you want to upload a logo, it's the same way you would add media to a page. Click upload, go to your media library, and find your logo. Okay, I have a bunch of things that I've defined as logo.
Yep.
So I would click on it and set as logo, and I'd be all done, and that would bring it to this page right here. Okay. And this is all pretty self-evident and obvious what goes on. Again, the CSS, don't touch that. That could screw up your site. Now Navigation, general, nothing much you have to do here. Builder, nothing much you have to do there. Sometimes if things look weird, you have to go under Builder, Advanced, and clear the cache. Just something FYI if you want to know about that. Layout, don't worry about it. SEO, we've got that covered. Integration, nope. Updates. This is where I put my username and my API key.
Oh, okay.
That allows you to do Divi updates. So Joe, when you find your username and API key for your copy,
Yeah.
it goes here. And then save, and you're all set. And that'll let you do updates to the theme. Okay?
Okay. And Roger, will Divi, I use the Divi theme. Will it always be in the left, left column in the dashboard?
Yep, that's where it lives.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So let's look at a page. So my pages are all using the Divi theme. Have I used Divi themes? Well, actually, I'll need to do both because we don't know who's going to view this later on YouTube. Anyway, let's go to my About page, I guess. And so you mouse over it, and if it's done with Divi, then always use the Divi editor. Okay. If you don't use the Divi editor and try to edit the old way, you'll screw up your page. Pam, that's what happened to you. Okay, so if it's done in Divi, keep using Divi. Now there are several ways you can update your Divi. I like to do it from, this is the back end, the skeletal view. Most people like to do it on the front end, and if the site's already built, click Build on the front end, and there's a quick way to get to it as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so here it is. So if you mouse over any of these components, they're called modules, you'll get this gear. So let's say About Boston Web Company. I'm mousing over that. The blue color is a section. The green is a row of the section, and the black is a module of the row. So I'm going to click the gear icon. The trash can deletes a module. This gives you other features here, other module settings, which you probably don't have to deal with. But I want to go to the gear icon. And there's my module, okay? I can change the text here. And it's a good idea in the admin label to put, let's say, About Roger. That way you know what it is. And let's say, so if you want to change something, just add some text, blah, blah, blah. You want to change, if you want to link something, someone asked how to link, highlight the text you want to link, click on this link icon, bing, and put in the link. So you can either pick another page if it gives you that option, or just, put in, HTTPS, CNN.com. Okay. And because it's going outside my site, I'm going to pick a new window for my target.
New window, sure.
Okay. Okay. This is now linked to CNN.com if you want to go there. Okay.
Okay. And the thing that the reason that it says Boston Web Company, in that format that shows it's a link is because back when you inserted the link, you put in that text, right? So in other words, the URL doesn't appear. It's this kind of alias.
Right. If you want to see the URL, you click on it and click on
go back.
Link is URL.
Right. And text to display is the words that'll appear on the screen, underlined in blue and so forth.
Right.
Okay,
if you go into text mode, you can see what's happening under the hood.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Here's the link.
Right. Okay.
Generated. Okay.
Right. But that's right. Okay. Good.
Now, also this About Boston Web Co., that's heading 2. You can, different headings have different sizes, and this gives you an idea. Heading 1 is the largest and boldest. Heading 2, down to heading 6, whatever. This is just regular paragraph text. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you want to change what it looks like, this is heading 2. Okay. So if you go to design, the text is here. The text font is that. Text color I have is black. If you mouse over this, if you mouse over this, it's dark gray.
Ah,
If you want black, you click on that. Now the text size is 20 pixels. You can make that larger, smaller, whatever. See how it gets bigger down below there underneath.
mm,
And you can change your line height. Although it's not changing. Thanks a lot. So much for my demo. Text alignment, that's set to left. Now heading text, here are your 6 heading. If you want heading 2, which is what the about is, then I have that set to heavyweight, looks like. And text color again, dark black, dark gray rather. And you could change the size of your heading text. And that actually is working. So you can see what you got.
yeah, okay.
And again, you can set the line height. Sizing, this is the size of the module, okay? And I have it set to auto and max width 800. Again, this stuff you got to play with, but you probably won't be doing it. Spacing, this sets a 30 pixel margin. The margin is a space between the first line and upstairs there. You can use animation if you want. Right now, it looks like I've got it set as a slider, so this would slide in, and would slide in from the bottom, from the center. Okay, and that is all on the design. This stuff you should probably not be touching. Okay, this is a video right here, and so if I click that, and I click on text. Oh yeah, so I went to YouTube and I copied the embed code that if you go to YouTube and say share, and then you click embed, it gives you this code right here. So you go into text mode and you insert the embed code. And then when you go to visual mode, see visual and tab next to each other, it shows you the basic video. And then you hit check to make that happen. Right here, just more text. And in this case, what I did was I set my background color to a dark blue. But if you do that, then of course you have to go to the text and change the font to light, or if they give you an option, you can change it to some color here. So because obviously it's against a dark background, it's got to be light text. Contact form. Someone had a question about contact forms. Obviously before the meeting, because nobody said it right now. But if you want to, it's set up. If you want to add a new field, for instance, click Add New Field, and field ID. Let's say you want to set up your well, let's say email, whatever, and new field is going to be email to, and field options. It's an input field, but under field options, you can set up as an email field, so it'll, and then required or not required. Okay, and now you've got that set up. You've got an extra field there. Now you can set up the success message. It'll say thanks. The submit button will say send. You could say submit, whatever. Right here under email is where you set up who it goes to. Okay, and then redirect. If you want it to go to a different page after they send an email, you can put the page URL there. Spam protection. I have a spam recapture account, so that protects the page from spammers, I hope. And that's that. And again, the contact looks like there's a background. Like I have a gray background you can see right there. So we just play around with that.
Roger, can
Yes.
I ask you, I mean, none of this looks familiar to me, so I'm assuming you didn't use Divi on my website? Or is this
Right,
something
and I'm gonna-
I want to get, or
Well, you can get it, but I wouldn't bother. I'll be going over editing in a non-Divi site right after this. Okay.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a question about the CAPTCHA. From the previous designer, I've got a very simple CAPTCHA. It shows, A plus B equals, and you enter the number. The
Right.
user enters the sum.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff is getting through. Are there different levels of CAPTCHA or type of
Yeah.
CAPTCHA?
Yeah, if you go to under Google, they have a reCAPTCHA, see RECAPTCHA. Under Google, you could set up a reCAPTCHA code, and you would then add that, and then that would give you the site codes, and you'd put those site codes in. Don't need to save anything. To be. Not sure where you put it in for Divi.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, let's just add a regular page. That is not Divi. Okay. So here's a page. We're not going to use Divi Builder. So Marilyn, this would be good for you. Did you have a question before I start talking about it?
No, not really. I mean, I'm sure I'll have questions when I go back after this, but
Okay. Okay. So let's say we're going to add a page. Let's say manager site. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And then basically you would be adding either these two tabs here, visual and text, are the important ones. Visuals, what you see is what you get. You can type something in. I like text mode because I'm a programmer and I like doing that, but most of you would probably go with visual mode. So let's say this is my heading, and then this is my text, yada, yada, yada. Oh, shoot. Is everybody there?
Here,
Okay,
I'm here.
I seem to have lost my screen sharing, so I'm going to stop share and then I'll start my share again. All that typing. Let me see if, maybe that page went away. No, there it is. Oh, I've got it. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Mhm. Okay. All right, sharing my screen again.
yeah.
So I've typed in this stuff and somehow it went nuts when I went too fast or something. Okay, so that's how you type in code. Now, if you want this to be a heading, again, you go to this drop down and I pick, heading 2 or heading 3. It'll make it bolder and bigger. Okay, if you want it even bolder than that, click the B for bold. If you want some text italicized, highlight it, click the I. If you want to make a bolded list, click either the bolded list or the numbered list. Kind of the same kind of thing. There it is. Enter. So there's your bolded list. If you wanted to center something, click the center button right here or left. I'm going to do it with this guy here. Or if you want to right justify it, it goes to the right. If you click this toolbar toggle, it gives you a whole bunch more options. Okay, so you could change that text color to, let's say, green. You could add special characters. Here's a whole bunch of characters you can add. Add a degree sign right there. So the toggle is a nice thing to know about if you're doing some editing. And then if you want to add a horizontal line, click this. It adds a horizontal line wherever you want to do that. Now, what you might want to do is add media, add a picture. So I'm going to put my cursor right where I want to add the picture. And I'm going to click Add Media button. And I'm going to take a picture. And you could choose a size. I'm going to choose medium. And you can align it left or right. I'm going to align it to the right. Insert into page. And there's my picture. Okay. So that worked out well. if you want to add a picture, sometimes the caption doesn't come with it. So if you want to add a picture, I'm going to add another picture. And I'm going to add another more stuff there. I'm going to add another picture right here. Actually, I'm going to delete my picture. Give me some more room. Since I want to add another picture, I know yeah, so that's how to add a picture. I was thinking of something else. Never mind. And then you could put a focus keyword for that page. So let's say this helps SEO. So let's say about Roger. Okay. And then down here, meta description. So this is where you would put, let's say, a couple lines of text. I copy my first 2 sentences or so from my page, and I put it down here. And if I add enough, okay, now it's green. See that line went green from orange? That means you've got about the right length. Okay. So you want to add a description of the page, telling people what you're talking about. Also, you can add more stuff to your title. This title is really important. That has got to have keywords in it. So, you could take out site title. You can take out page. And you could put in text. This is a tutorial about WordPress. So that would be your title. So you put in keywords in there. This is where I'd really focus it on each page. The other was more general. This is specific and should be different for every page. Really maximize your SEO. Nothing else here that is incredibly important. When you're done, and this tells you SEO needs improvement, readability is good. And if you want to check it out, you hit readability, and it gives you, suggestions how to make it more good. SEO, it should tell you somewhere SEO analysis. So it tells you what you can do, add synonyms, add related key phrases. Here's analysis results down below. No internal links. So it's a bunch of stuff that it tells you. Text length, you don't have enough text, for instance. So it'll give you an idea of what you need to do. Here's the good stuff, but here's the stuff that can use improvement for SEO. So I wanted to go into a little more depth regarding the DIVI editor. I didn't get to it in the public thing, but I figured since I'm posting the clip on YouTube, I can add some more details here so you can refer to it. I've been using the DIVI theme, which includes the DIVI editor, for quite a while now, and I really like it. So I want to go into a little more depth than I did last night and show you how to do a couple of things. So first, let's say you want to add a new page. So here's your dashboard, pages, add new page, bing, you're all set. So the new page comes up, and let's say we're going to go, test page, whatever. Okay, right here, I want to use the DIVI builder. So I'm just going to click that button, and that'll change my editor to the DIVI editor. And it'll prompt me, it sets up a section. And then within the section, build from scratch, clone an existing page. If you have a page that looks like this, you can kind of copy that page and then edit it. You can choose a pre-made layout. I never do that. Build from scratch, that's usually what I do because I like to work hard. So a section contains a row, and rows contain modules. Now let's say you want to have two columns. Here's where you pick your columns. You can pick 1 column, 2, 3, up to 6. You can pick uneven columns. All these guys down here. I'm going to pick 3 columns. Okay. So then once you pick how many columns you want, you then pick which module you want to use. You've got an accordion module, which is a drop-down kind of thing. You've got an audio. If you want to do an audio clip, I'll do that. I'll do an accordion too. You can put in a button. So I'm going to start just with text. So if I type, and you can scroll down and see all the options right here. Okay. I'm just going to put, if I type in text, it just pops up and then I can click on that. And here's my text module. Now, we talked about how to add content to that, and I'm not the best typist. Okay, so you type that in, and then I think I went over it. If you highlight that, you can click whether it's a paragraph or heading, heading 3, whatever. We'll make it heading. This is content heading. There we go. And I might, in the admin label, I might put heading, just so I remember what is in this module. Okay, and then checkbox. There's my heading. Okay. Now, I talked about building on the front end, which might be easier for most of you guys. I like this end, but if you click build on front end, it'll just give you a more graphical approach, and you'll be able to see what you're doing better. So let's just do that. And DIVI is not the quickest thing in the world, so here's your heading content. Okay, if you mouse over it, here's your row, which is part of your section. The section is this rectangle here. Here's a row, and I'm going to add now an image, let's say. So let's scroll down, and here is image, bing. Okay, you click on the image thing, and then you can go to your media library, and we'll put a picture of me in, for lack of anything better to do. Always remember the alt text, and you can pick medium. I'm going to do medium size. Alignment, usually I'll go right, left, or center. I'm going to go center. Upload an image, and bing, the image is there. And I'm going to put the label, Roger pick, for instance, okay? Now, if you wanted to have a picture with a caption, this is a tricky thing. Well, it's not tricky, you just wouldn't think, it's not intuitive. So here's just an image. Let's say you wanted to have that same image with a caption. Here's a trick. I'm gonna do another plus again here, add a new module, and I'm gonna add a text module again. Okay, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of all the text, and I'm gonna put in add media, and again, choose my picture. Okay, and if there's a caption, Roger on video, let's say I want a caption, put it in right there, and we've got the size, medium, alignment. I'm going to go alignment right just to show you some different select, and then click that. Now that should show up with my picture and the caption. Okay, so you would think putting in an image it would get the caption. It doesn't. You have to go into text mode, insert the media, and then be sure the caption's there. So that's what's happening there. Let's say below this content, I want to add the heading. I want to add, well, actually, if it's a heading, let's just make it an H. Oh, it is an H3. Okay, good. And we'll make it bold too. Okay, so let's say I want to add content under that. So if I mouse over it, there's a little plus sign. That means add another module. I'm going to add some more text. Okay, and there's some text. Bingo. And then under that, I might want to put a button. There's a button. Again, I hit the plus sign, and you then have your choice of modules. Click here. You put in the link where you want it to go. Let's say I'm going to go just to CNN because that's easy for me to type. And I might say in the admin label to CNN. And then in design, let's say I want the alignment to be centered. So it moves the button to the center of the column. Let's say I want to change the color. You go into button, and you can use custom styles for button, yes or no. I'll say yes. And what I want to do is I want to change the text color to, let's say, yellow. And the button background, let's change it to blue. Okay. Border width, that is right there. It's 2 pixels is plenty. The border color is the light blue. I'm going to make it black. And the border radius. This determines how we could probably see it. No, you can't see it. Why isn't it working? The border radius determines if it's square or if it's rounded. I guess that's as round as it gets. Letter spacing, obviously, space the letters apart. You play with a lot of this stuff. Font weight, you can make it semi-bold. Makes it a little bit easier to see. Show button icon. This is really cool because it shows the button icon when you hover over something. So right now, the usual default is usually highlighted. I don't see it. You see the right facing thing? That's usually the default, and I like that just fine. And the button icon color, I'm going to make that yellow also. And it's placed to the right. And only show icon on hover for button. So when you hover over it, bing, there's your icon. How nice and it's cool. And let's see what else. Something else you can do, so we'll hit OK. Something else you can do that's kind of cool is, let's say you have this module right here, or let's say you have the row. So I'm going to go into row settings here, and I'm going to say for this column, the first column, I would like to go into design, and I would like to put a box shadow. Bing. So you see what that does? It puts a, it kind of brings it out into 3D almost. And you can determine how big the shadow is with these commands right here. But you might notice that the text is kind of close to the border. So you want to go to spacing and up your padding. So I'm going to put 20 pixels there. And if I click the little link here, it does it to the bottom. And I'm going to put 20 left side, click the link, and it puts 20 right side. So now it looks pretty good. Okay, so we've done that. Let's see what else we might want to add. I can't take any questions because nobody else is here, but let me see if we can add, instead of this module, I'm going to get rid of module, just hit delete. Okay, so let's say you want to add another module here. We're going to look for a video, nice and easy. So add new module, go to video, and then click here to add a video. And you want to insert from a URL, okay? So you go to YouTube, you find the clip you want to keep. I have one in mind here. And then you paste the URL right here and hit insert to post. Check. And there you go. There's your YouTube video embedded very easily. Okay, let's say you want to add another row with maybe 2 columns, maybe 1 column. So, you might want to do 1 column. So hit the plus sign. And let's add 1 row, 1 column row. And we might want to put an accordion in there. And we'll just, I think they're filled in already. Yeah, so there's content, there's a title. So this is title 1. Okay, so we'll type in a title. And there's some text that's there. And hit that sign. And this can be title 2. Right here, we'll go. Title 2 is there, same content. And then you can do things with design. You can change an icon color and size, and I'll show what the icon is, or the text, or body text, sizing, a lot of things you can do here. So we're not going to do any of that stuff. We're just going to get out of it. And here is what the toggle looks like. So that's title 1. If you click this, it opens up. There's title 2, and title 1 closes up. And you can play around with the what color everything is, and whether the title's in bold, et cetera, et cetera. So there's an example of an accordion panel. Let's say you want to add, I think that was an accordion, wasn't it? Yes, accordion. Good. Let's say you want to add another module. Under that, let's say you want to add a slider, very popular. So here's a slider, and you would put again, title here, title there, open up the gear, and you put your content there, and you image, video, background color. Checkbox. And so it's got 2 slides to it. So click there, goes to the second slide. Click again, it goes back to the first slide. It comes with a button there. So if you go into the gear icon again, it will, if you go to elements, it says show arrows, show controls, link. This is where the button will go to. And actually, that's where the whole module will go to. For the button, you need to go into here. And here's a button URL that can go somewhere. And again, if you're leaving the site, click this and go in a new tab. If you're staying on your own same page, you can keep it in the same window. And that's that. Was I going to say something about this? There's just so much to discuss. but I just kind of want to show you what is available. That's a slider. Let's say at some point you wanted to change this from one column to two columns. If you go here to the up here, where this is duplicate, so it'll duplicate the row. This lets you change, click it, and you can change something else. Let's say I'm going to change to a 2-column row. It moves that to the first column, and let's say I want to put this in the second column. I will just take this right here. This is the move icon thing. Move it over this plus sign, and now you have 2 columns. Very easy once you know how to do it. So that's a little dive into the Divi editor. And then when you're done, you hit publish. Also right here, it's good to know if this is closed, 3 dots, hit 3 dots, it opens up. This is desktop mode. If you click right here, lower left, this is tablet view. So you can see how it puts it all into one column. And then this is a phone view right here, cell phone view, gets narrower. Okay. So it gives you an idea of what it'll look like on each, device. It's not always accurate, sorry about that, but that's the way it goes. Nothing is that easy. And now we're back to desktop view. So there's a little Divi dive, if you will. Can't think of anything else I need to really hit on here. I think I hit on the most important aspects. So that's it. So happy coding, and I'm always here if you need help. Bye.